Hello everybody, this is Mr. E. Now, I'm here to talk about the Justice League movie that is currently in talks. Now, it has been announced that Christopher Nolan has officially said that he is not going to be attached to the movie whatsoever. So, with that in mind, I'm thinking, well, they're going to need someone to control the film series when they create it. Because I know automatically that they're going to want to do what Marvel did and create a film series around the Justice League. Now, the Avengers had the opportunity to have Kevin Feige to be the helmer and the boss to make sure everything is controlled. Now, for me, I can already tell you that they wanted Christopher Nolan to be that guy. But it's just simple that he just doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to stay attached to every superhero film. So, it gets me thinking, who is the one other person who could? And then a light bulb strikes, and I'm like, hey, what about Geoff Johns, the DC Entertainment Chief Creative Officer? Why not him? Because he helped think of the story a little bit of Green Lantern, and I can already tell you that he knows enough about each character that they would want to put in the Justice League. So he'd be perfect. He'd be perfect to make the universe right for it. And that's my opinion. He should be the one that controls it and keeps everyone together. And it was announced in June 2012, last month, that Will Beall, B-E-A-L-L, was hired to write the screenplay for the Justice League film. And that Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman will be the main characters. Now, see, that's my problem. They're having the DC Trinity and only those three as the main characters. The Justice League, it is a super team movie. Now, in the Avengers, they gave everyone their moment to shine. So, it just completely flabbergasted me when I read that they wanted Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman just to be the main characters. I'm like, stop a moment and think. The Green Lantern has his moments. The Flash has his moments. Aquaman and Martian Manhunter has their moments. Every single member of the Justice League team has their moment. So, I'm just thinking to myself, they need to not make it a single character movie. They need to make it a team movie. Now, they're saying they want to release it in the summer of 2014. Now, I don't believe they'll be able to get a lot of solo films out there that makes the universe connected and all. So, I can tell you one thing, that it's gonna be quite a big movie. I'm sorry, my computer glitched on me. And if they were to somehow get a Wonder Woman and a Flash solo film before 2014, I'm just gonna be like, okay, either they're gonna be really good or really bad. Because not that many people have, well, DC hasn't ventured off that much off of Superman and Batman. They did Green Lantern, and it was an okay movie, but it wasn't a marvelous box office movie like how they usually are. And for well, I just hope that if they do the Justice League movie, they're gonna do it right. They're gonna make it an origin story. Now, for me, they need to have the original 7 in the film for their origin. You know, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Aquaman, and Martian Manhunter. Now, the 2 characters that people are a little on the fence about are Aquaman and Martian Manhunter, which is understandable since they're the 2 characters that people are a little more about. But to me, they're the best. They're the logical choice if you're gonna make a Justice League movie. I mean, when they did the DC reboot in the comics and they took out Martian Manhunter and put in Cyborg, I was very angry because Martian Manhunter is the heart and soul of the team. So you need him. And you need Aquaman because he's like the king of the ocean. And people say he's just a weakling. He's not a weakling. He controls 2/3 of the earth. I mean, what would you do if you had to control all of that and make sure it's peaceful? You would go a little crazy, but he keeps a calm head. And that's the team. For the villains, I would have to say they would have to go Darkseid for me to make it a big blockbuster. Well, you don't have to make it a big blockbuster. Or wait, you do have to make it a good movie, but you don't need Darkseid just to do that. You can do that with any villain. And they're most likely gonna hold Darkseid for maybe later films if they're gonna make a sequel or a trilogy. But that, to me, if you want to start off on a high note, and if you want to, they need to have Darkseid. Another thing they need to have, like supporting characters for like those supporting characters from Superman and Batman, they don't need to have them appear that much. Well, they don't really need them in the film. They could appear in just a scene, and that'll be it. And director, I want Christopher Nolan, but he's automatically said he does not want to be attached to it. That's who I originally wanted, so I would have to say maybe someone who could do it is J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams could probably make that team and make it not like individual pieces. Like an individual character film. He could make the entire team involved. He'd most likely do the first rewrite of it as well. For the cast, I'm really not gonna cast it because I really don't wanna start because they may want. I don't know if they're gonna make the Man of Steel movie somehow connected to it, or if they're gonna make the Green Lantern movie attached to it, or if Justice League movie is just gonna be a separate movie from either of those. Because they're really not making any reference. In Green Lantern, they didn't make any reference to like a Superman being alive, or not even a metropolis, or any other city. But they may if they make a sequel. And for Man of Steel, they're most likely not gonna make a reference to a guy with a green ring. And if they do, then it'll be something of an experience, and it'll show that, hey, the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie is actually in continuity with the Henry Cavill Superman movie. And if they do that, they're gonna reboot Batman, get him his own movie again, and they're gonna recast Batman as someone. A lot of people are leaning towards Matt Bomer for that in Fancast, but I don't know. I would have to say Joe Manganiello. I can't pronounce his name, but the guy from Magic Mike with the dark brown hair and the beard, or the guy from True Blood who looks just the same. For Wonder Woman, I know I'm casting it now. There are a lot of people saying this actress, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say this actress as well, just because I'm gonna be on the bandwagon and I can't think of someone else. Julia Voth. I really don't know who that is. And if I could actually choose, because for me, Wonder Woman, she's just a character who deserves to be better, who needs the right actress, and it's hard for me to choose, because I can't think of any other actress who is right besides Kate Beckinsale, but they may want to make her younger to stay with the young generation, so Julia Voth and all is my cast for Green Lantern, Ryan Reynolds. If they make the Green Lantern and the Man of Steel movie connected to Justice League, then Henry Cavill and Ryan Reynolds are already casted for Superman and Green Lantern. For the Flash, that one, it wasn't really hard for me. I just knew since Ryan Reynolds is Green Lantern, and everyone wanted him for Flash, I was like, I'll just get the next big thing. I'll choose Chris Pine, which he is a comedic actor. He doesn't work in comedy films, but he's just funny. He can be funny when he wants to be, and he can be serious. For Aquaman, I chose another person that people constantly pick, Alexander Skarsgård, which when I see how tall he is, I'm like, that's a king. Kings would be tall, and all. So I'm thinking that's the right casting, and for me, for Martian Manhunter, I choose Djimon Hounsou, just because it's like I hear his voice in my head as Martian Manhunter, and it's amazing. He is the only actor I can think of who could play Martian Manhunter, which a lot of people are saying Doug Jones and other people, Dennis Haysbert, and I'm just like, yeah, those are good choices, but I choose Djimon Hounsou just because he's a good actor, and they could just, and he was most likely being prosthetic makeup, but it'd be like CGI green face thing, but I believe it would be a good idea. Well, that's it for me. Thank you for listening to the mysterious mystery on the Justice League and me rambling as well. But thank you, and good night.